let me ask you this: are teachers allowed to smoke on campus, or should they be allowed to smoke on campus? Rather, and I will just say this: the reason I ask is because I know someone who smokes in their car on campus. And I don't feel any kind of way about it. I'm just like, hey, you do you, you know? But
Yeah.
what do you, I'm just curious as to your experience of teachers, because some people do smoke or vape or whatever. And, that's a lifestyle choice. But obviously, it's one of those things in the teaching profession. You're trying to, you know, instill the best habits in students, and it's kind of
Right.
frowned on, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. There's a certain, it's looked at a certain way.
Right. And I mean, I feel like that's a whole other topic. We could get off into like the double standard or just societal standards that teachers are held to. But so interestingly, one year I worked with, or one of my coworkers on my team, he was a heavy smoker. There towards the end before she retired. And I mean, she's a great person, love her, but she wouldn't even be able to make it through a whole class period without smoking. Um, so I think her retirement came at a good time for her. Um, but she would just go like right outside of our building because our building, or our hallway rather, was like on the far edge of the building. So she could just go out the back door and kind of go around the other side. And some of the students would see her through the window. And so that kind of became an issue to where they really cracked down on that you had to go away from campus because if we say, there's signs posted that say this is a smoke-free campus, it's like, that includes teachers too. And I don't know if that's like a state by state law or if that's a, you know, like district or county school choice. Like, I don't know exactly how that goes, but anyways, so now, like I said, our teachers that smoke have to go off campus for that. I mean, I see,
Can they smoke in their car?
no,
Okay.
um, there's actually, I mean, I'm telling you the rule at our school, not what I personally believe. Um,
Because how would you
but,
know? How would you know if they're smoking in their car? They got the windows
well,
rolled
I
up and they
mean,
got tinted windows.
at our school, we have a security camera in the parking lot. And so I know that wouldn't necessarily be an issue of students seeing you, but we do have our teacher parking lot is like right beside our playground. So, a lot of teachers use their lunch break to also take a smoke break, but our students have lunch and recess together. So there wouldn't really be a way to hide that very well. I mean, I think that I feel like that's something that you shouldn't do in front of students, even though there's no telling what percentage of them see that kind of stuff at home. It's just like you said, as teachers, we're supposed to be role models of all these different things, like healthy lifestyles and making good choices. And I mean, certainly don't want to bash anybody, but I always find that funny when you see like coaches that are not the most physically fit. um, because,
Are you
it
saying
would be
that
like,
are you saying that teachers should exercise?
I'm saying that you should probably live the message that you're sending. Like, if a health teacher is sitting there telling their students all the things that are good for their body and bad for their body, but then they're doing things that are bad, it probably wouldn't be the best look.
All right, you want to do one more day?
But yes, sure. And yes, teachers should exercise. That way they can be of the best mind, body, and spirit for their students every day.
And when it comes to the whole smoking thing, you said that like, you know, if you're a health coach and you're teaching health, you need to be in shape. It reminds me of my mom because my mom smokes and she's a nurse. So that's what I think of whenever you say that. I'm like, well, I don't think a lot of people don't practice what they preach. A lot of preachers don't practice what they preach.
That that's a story for a whole other video.
Uh, so, another thing I wanted to ask about: what about teachers who curse at or in front of their students?
Well, there was one thing I wanted to clarify real quick when we were talking about smoking. Um, I was taking the approach of us referring to cigarettes or vaping. I think if you're wanting to smoke something a little more recreational, that's certainly not something that should happen on a school property. Heaven forbid you leave your car unlocked and a student gets into it. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Wow,
So,
wow. I mean, some people would say that smoking itself is a recreational practice. So,
yes, I think we, at least you know what I'm referring to. Um,